If you've ever seen Ghost Hunters, Paranormal State, or Ghost Adventures, then you know that there's a lot of good reality TV shows out there that deal with paranormal activity. And if you watch any of these shows, you probably also know a lot of the equipment they use on these shows, and it's pretty standard across all of these different shows. They're like Evp readers, electromagnetic field sensors, and all of that is now actually available on an iPhone app that we're going to review. It's called Ghost Hunter M2. Once you go into the program here, you'll see a lot of icons at the bottom. All of these are different sensors and different instruments that you can use to detect energy fields that are around you. The one down here at the bottom that kind of looks like an atom, that is actually an Emf Reader. Now this will actually pick up any types of electromagnetic anomalies that are around you. Now obviously this thing is going to spike. Alright, it was spiking because it was sitting right in front of my computer. Right now we're getting some pretty high electromagnetic readings. This does not indicate that there is a spirit or a ghost nearby. It just means that actually I have my iPhone recording right in front of my other phone. So it's picking up the electromagnetic signal from the phone. If you go back to the main screen here, one of the more interesting one here is the Evp Reader. This one I've actually gotten some pretty interesting responses. This is the one that you really want to use this software for. It actually will pick up any types of low frequency sounds that are not audible to the human ear, and it will actually play them and present the word up here in this little box here so that you can read it. Now, in theory, if ghosts and spirits do exist and they are trying to communicate with us, they can use energy from the phone here to actually communicate with us and tell us words, kind of like an electronic Ouija board. So we're going to record here a little bit and see what we come up with. Floss, it says. You can also have the audio on here and it will actually speak. I'm going to turn the volume up here. So the audio is now fully on. Now, some of the more interesting things that I've actually gotten from this program, I'm sure it's pure coincidence, but it does seem that there are some strange coincidences with some words that can actually pop up on the screen. For instance, the other day we were supposed to go see the movie The Devil Inside, and I had the Evp Meter running actually, and when the commercial came on the television, at the one point where the nun turns and looks into the camera from the trailer, the word popped up and said nun, N-U-N. It's kind of creepy. Strange coincidence. Now you'll notice that EVP just said Theron. I'm not sure what that means, but you usually won't begin to notice a pattern for quite a while, and then words start to form little patterns. And sometimes if you ask questions, it will also tend to answer you. Don't know if there is like a sensor built into the program, kind of like Siri is in the iPhone, where it can actually answer your questions and respond to your human voice. You'll notice you're about ready to get a word to pop up when the letters that are going up this matrix-like screen start to turn yellow or red, or when you see the lights on the right-hand side of the meter start to spike into the red. It's when you know you're about ready to get a response. But I'll just turn this off for a few minutes and show you some of the other features, and then we'll go back to this and see what we get on the Evp meter here. Okay, back on the main screen here, you'll notice the headphone icon down here at the bottom. This is your typical audio detector. It will pick up any sounds, any voices that are present in the room. And as you can see, as my voice is being picked up here, the lines are pretty bold there. If you were in a quiet room and this thing suddenly started spiking, you might actually have an EVP that is being recorded and picked up by the machine that can be played back. This is one of the least useful features. It's one of the old school paranormal ghost hunting tools. Now back on the main screen here, the next icon is the FFT-V Reader. I'm not quite sure what this one does. Haven't really used this one. It seems to be similar to the audio analysis that was on the previous app program. And it just kind of displays the things in colors. Now if there's any like EVP session that was picked up, it probably would spike into brighter colors here that you could go back and you could check. The next icon here is the geoscope, and as it indicates down here, it's Seismic Analysis. So this can actually pick up the slightest little movements in the room, and you'll see that it's going kind of crazy because I'm not really holding the phone very steady. But if like this was laying on a very flat surface during the middle of the night, it would actually register a reading if there was like footsteps or any type of vibration that would be very noticeable with this machine. Notice that once we set the actual phone down on a stable surface, the readings are pretty standard. These minor ups and downs that you're seeing in the green are actually traffic that's going by. But if I walk just a slight little step there, it will actually pick up the reading there. Now, you don't really want to use this device here, this particular part of the app, if you have a pet in the house, because you'll get a lot of crazy readings. My cat sets this thing off all the time. Okay, back on the home screen here, the one with the cute little ghost down here, this is a Spatial Analysis screen. It's pretty similar to the geoscope. It will pick up any types of vibrations, or even air currents can actually set this off. But the theory is that if there is any type of energy, you'll notice a lot on the reality TV shows with the ghost hunters, they actually are looking for orbs. That's the reason why they're kind of depicted here as orbs. Any types of orbs or energy, even bugs, insects, anything that flies around this machine will actually set this off. So overall, the M2 program is pretty fun. It's great for entertainment. Whether you believe or you don't believe in ghosts, paranormal, spirits, demons, devils, angels, whatever. This is actually a pretty cool tool, especially around Halloween, to play games and stuff with your friends.